Hello again. One more for the road. We have, let's say, we have a bit of a mess around our freight stuff, and that was at the end. For me, that was the end of yesterday, and I had a chat with Steve, and he's like, "Ah, yes, you should have done it like this," and I kind of went, "Oh, yeah." So we are going to rework our freight system, and I say our freight system. I like to think you're all a little bit involved in my freight system. And we are going to do mass storage on it. Now, mass storage, it's an interesting one because a lot of people seem to get confused and use it to store an awful lot of things. That's not necessarily what it's for. Obviously, you can store a lot of things, but storing things is pointless. Yeah, there's no point in storing a thing. Stuff is there to be used. So we're going to have I guess if I get, I'm trying to think how big, I think I get 15 of these. Oh, they're quite expensive. That gives us a 5x3 and 3 ins. I don't think we need an out. So that's all we need for that. How is this going? We are still... Oh no. Oh, we're at 10. Oh no, I don't want to get distracted. Oh. I'll tell you what, did my work for excavator on me? Yeah. Instead of going and looking at this by hand, because that'll take some minutes, what I'll do is I will go this way a bit, stick my work floor excavator down. I'll tell you what, because I've got solar now, I'm not even going to bother hooking it up to the grid. I'll just put that down there. Don't have a battery even. Oh wow, I really am terribly disorganised. Where's my solar panels? I've got a few. There we go. Awesome. Let's just leave that. This one may also be tin. It's all very well having a pink coloured ore, but I can't bloody remember which is which. Thankfully, I can just move the existing one across, but yeah, I think we will check there as well. But let's let that clear away. Let's worry about getting the excuse me. Let's worry about getting this tier 2 stuff in. Oh, we'll teleport over. We do like our teleporters. Right. So this does work. It's probably worth pointing out, but it's a mess and it's not at all what I had in mind. Not at all. So we'll stick with having 3 of those, and I think now I'll pop them there and there, and we will get rid of all of this, tidy it all up. Don't worry, the carts will be unharmed. And then we will build a mass storage, which again, I've not done in a while, so hopefully the thinking process that I will have to go through will come across to you. We got 15 of these, what was it? Mass storage block. So I'm going to have that just so we can see it, because it is always nice to be able to see what's going on. I think it's slightly quicker if you can't, but I'm not going to worry about that. Now, this mass storage will eventually fill up with whatever resource I use the least. But as this is our entire tier 2 chain, it is very unlikely to ever significantly fill up, just because we've got so many uses for it. So each individual block gets, like, each individual one. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dearie me, well, that's not a good start, is it? Oh. I'll send that to Steve, because that's quite funny. Is Windows going to let me take a screenshot? Yeah. Well, so 16 hours in, first crash. Shouldn't be a problem one. I know what it is. It's specifically to do with mobs. Now, I'm sure I know the response Steve will give, which we've already fixed that. We have fixed an awful lot of issues for FortressCraft 2, and I would very much hope it's one of them. If not, I've now got a log, I've got a screenshot, we should hopefully be able to resolve that one. Hopefully this hasn't knackered the world, because if so, well, the game does have a backup system, so every single segment is backed up and moves backwards along the sort of the backup systems. So with that luck, we haven't lost anything. I very hope. That's interesting. Because I've been so quick, it hasn't loaded this in. This is why we have paging. So this is now paging all this stuff in. The disk is loading as quickly as it can. But it can't load everything instantly. Now we have the mining front. Oops, not the mining front. Wrong place. Steam, are you going to start streaming again? There we go. Right. That's fine. As long as it doesn't crash immediately on the way in, we're all good. 2, 3, 4, 5, and there, and there. So here's our mass storage system. And I can... Well, hopefully... Well, I know what I want to do. We'll try doing what I want to do. And I'll explain as I go along. So I want a single station now, and the single station will offload all of the resources. Later on we can have a better throughput, but that should do for the beginning. So carts will come along there. We'll make sure they only come along this way. Oh, you actually have some proper track as well. Not very much, just a little bit. And then we'll have a single freight cart station in the middle. I vaguely seem to recall I can actually stack them. But anyway, network ID 1, set freight. Can I... Oh, I need to connect it up first before it will let me configure it. Yeah, I suspect Steve will go, yeah, we've already fixed that bug. But on the basis it might be a new bug, we'll pass it on. I always try and fix bugs. If I get a bug report, I get all of the bits and bobs that go with it. They always get fixed. Okay, so if I... Right, so it's a different type, so I need to set freight. So we want to add titanium bar. Oh, okay. Oh, it wants me to drag it in. That's okay. Now I do have some type and gold and nickel. So its goal is to have none. That means it will then give to carts. We'll take from carts. Target stock 0. I think that UI might be wrong. We'll see. Are these carts going to come along? Add cart. We'll request 10 carts. Yeah, so if you set target stock, things bring stuff to it. If you set the stock to 0, One of the things that Steve and I have been doing and have been constantly doing and will continue to do for a long time is trying to make the freight and other complicated parts of the game understandable. Oh, no, there we go. It is working. That's picking it up. I don't know why it says "will take from carts" because that's completely wrong. However, notice how much simpler and cleaner than that utter mess I did yesterday was. Which I totally did on purpose just so I could just to show you. Now this current system has no system for ensuring type. So it may be that it provides loads and loads of gold and nothing of anything else. So what I can do, now it's, you know, a little bit neater. I should be able to pop a cart there, a station there, and that one would just be gold. Oops. Set freight. That, here we go. Yeah, so that one could just be titanium. This one could just be set freight. This one could just be nickel. What? Oh, wrong button. Now getting to them is a little bit tricky. What you can have, you see, is a much longer mass storage, and then go up and back, and that's usually the way I do this sort of thing. Something more like, oh, I'm out. Something more like this, because then I can have the stations, the carts loop along and then come up, pick up their resource and come back. But what we've got here is working, and really the limiting factor is the speed of these carts. And in fact it only has 3 active carts, don't know why. So what I will do, and because I think some of these carts could do with going in the other direction, I'll allow them to turn around here. So if they want to go back to the thing to pick up, they can turn around. You can turn around, returning to depot. Okay. Ah, that does look. When they work, when they move well, they look so cool. And same thing here. Just in case we don't really want them to head all the way down that absolute huge nightmare of a thing. Now I don't know why they're returning to depot, particularly. That is another piece of track that is perhaps not as good as it could be. I believe what it is on startup, the mine carts will all freight carts will all head back to base, pick up a new order, and then head out. If they have an order in progress, they'll carry on. Did chat with this one recently. Now I think about it. Arthur, could you? Thank you. Yeah, I definitely want to do the lift differently. I kind of like that massive floating combat text, but it's also very silly at the same time. Gets confused when you zoom like that. But until I have a queue of carts, there's no point in upgrading this. I believe I can scan mass storage, I think. No. There is a way to look inside what's inside the mass storage. Oh, I need the what do we call it, don't I? Mass storage scanner. I can't remember the name of the blimmin' machine. Yeah, I should change that. The default height of mass storage should also be 5, not 1. There we go. Now, I do notice it's not offloaded even a single copper bar. gold bar that I can see. Any reason? There's gold in there, gold in there. That's actually a bit of a problem because this will never get gold in now, ever. Oh no, that one's empty, so it can, if it just picks up a gold. What I can do though, I can tell this one to. Oh, I can't. That needs the shortcut key. So I can have it so this one takes. Oopsie. I just managed to get onto the cart by pressing the wrong button. Yeah, so what I can do is I can say this one only takes gold. And we can limit it to say 500 gold. This one takes 500 titanium. And this one can take 500 nickel. Now we don't need to store more. As I said before, there's no point in storing lots of resources. It doesn't gain you anything. Resources need to be used. I see this is running out of power. Well, you have enough power. I do start to just pop solar panels on top of things as we get to this point. I can do some more power. Oh yeah, tin. Let's leave these carts to go and do their thing. We will pop backwards and fix that tin horror. It was over here, wasn't it? Do I have any conveyor belts? 6. I don't think that's going to be enough. Funny thing, you're going to be coal. Oh, I do need some more batteries. Let me see if I can. Well, I can grab this whole old mining thing. So we did waypoint machine. That. We'll grab all of this off. And we will find ourselves a new vein. Ah, did I really not have a battery there? That's surprising. Normally I do. Mainly it's night time now, of course it is. But I wanted to pop I'm going to be running stuff off here. Where was this? Ping known. Oh no, tin ore, 81%. That's coal. Power, I need a battery. Why are there no batteries? Yeah, I don't think that coloured ore is as good as it could be. I also think that this one over here is more likely to give me what I want. That does seem to be lower. But hey, I made a nice looking room thing. But yeah, I did cross my mind that I could have on the scanner, I could have a clear ore. Ping air is... So what would happen is after you scan, it pops up a clear option for some seconds. I don't know quite how it will work. I'm still desperately trying to get rid of crap out of my inventory. Look at it all. While we're waiting though, let me grab my storage hopper of stuff. Pop in all this rubbish to be macerated up into, you know, hopefully something useful. Well, I don't care if it's something useful or not, I just want it out of my inventory really. I mean, I will need to hook this up to the grid sooner or later anyway, so might as well. Arthur, why are you not doing your job? Why should I? Oh. Oh, okay. I forgot I could tell Arthur to charge a machine. I completely forgot that was a thing. In fact, I'm a bit surprised. Yeah, that was a feature, wasn't it? 100% forgot. Now mission report in the middle of things. As Arthur's charging. Oh, he's there. So if I tell Arthur to charge this machine, I forgot that was even an option. Well, that doesn't work. Neither does that. Interesting. Now, they're bugs I'll be looking at as time goes on. Okay, any sign of this tin? It's around here somewhere. Let's leave it. Let's go and have a look at what's going on. We're researching things. Tier 2 resources should also be arriving now, so that's good. How is my ore extractor out of storage? Requires 2 ore. Oops. What? I'd love to know how that happened. Did I put it in by mistake? That shouldn't have been possible. I must have put the bars in there by mistake. That had to be me. Anyway, the lithium ore extractor should wake up in a moment now. One cargo left, do you think? I like my iron line. So I only did iron via that. There's my tier 2 setup over there. Oh, it should be there to the left, yeah. Very cool. Right. Minecarts. They are coming. They are arriving. I have a filter at the far end, so we should be receiving gold, nickel and titanium. So hopefully if I've rushed over this, you can just rewind back and watch it again. It will all make sense. A similar sort of setup for gold, nickel and silver, titanium, rather than having one station, because it will just do it however. Oh no, actually take that back. Each of these has a number of carts assigned. Oh, because now we assigned the other end. Slightly wondering if I have enough carts. Can you have too many carts? Discuss. Because these all appear to be nickel. So the solution would be to have 3 stations at this end. therefore carts would actually head off and each station would only be offering up a single thing. So I did think that might be the case. Because these are only... is it nickel? Yeah, it'll be nickel. Again, what can happen with here, because there's no filtering here either, these can jam up. So what can happen is that these can all be full of, let's say, nickel, which they are, and the mass storage ports don't accept nickel. This one will only accept gold, this one will only accept titanium. So what can happen there is they will jam up because they I have nowhere to put it. Right, so again, make sure everything is one way. At the end, we'll pop a junction. Boink. So now this station, do you remember what it offers? So this station offers set freight. This is only nickel bar. So I'll remove nickel bar from this one's oops, set freight. Oh. Oh. Okay, now I kind of hope Steve's watching because this is the sort of thing that I find confusing. Are these? These are all linked in some sort of way. Do I need to set you to network 2? New freight. That would explain why we're only carrying one type, but that's not very clear. So that's now gold bars. We'll take from carts. The station has nothing to offer. Possibly. You are titanium, and then you will be. Why do I need to set a different network? I don't understand. I don't understand that. So you'll be nickel, I think it was. Yeah. And what I'll do for that one is carts that want to go to there, they can come a bit further here. So if a cart goes into that one, it can come out immediately. Oh, let me one way that, so it can come out, immediately curve downwards, go down there, go through that, and leave there. If a cart wants to go to this one, then it will go one square further, curve round there, up there, one way, through the mass storage port. Sadly not. And then out, round the corner. Let's just go one way, down, come out that way. Now, I don't know why I need to put those in different networks. I don't know why that's abstracted in that way, because I want to have specifically one station for gold, one for copper, one for nickel, to ensure that each of them are serviced as best I can. I'm a little bit confused. Total storage 620, yeah, that's fine, and each of these is set to put 500 in, but no gold. We still haven't had any gold smelted for reasons of why haven't we had any gold smelted. I think being out of power is probably one of the issues here. Oops. I need a blue laser to... yeah, I could do some more blue lasers then. Oh, we have room in the stocking. Wait, do we? Ah, yeah, it's not really sorted it. Okay, yeah, there's one. I think once these carts start to flow a bit better, it should be all right. I don't know how mass storage works internally, whether it picks the first one, the lowest one, the highest one. It should probably aim to clear down a port for something else. But we'll see how it goes. Oh, I need to also assign some carts, don't I? You can have 8. Each of you can have 8 carts, because that's a number. Carts, stations with no carts assigned should probably be giving me a much clearer error. So yeah, you have nothing to offer, that's fine. You are offering 400 titanium bars, that's fine, and you're offering 274 nickel bars, fine. Bit of a shame about this crossroads, but I could do an over and under, but yeah, that's all right. I do have a couple of where is it? Where is the crossroads? Oh, don't be like that. Oh. Huh? That's interesting. I know what the straights are, but I don't know what the junctions are. Okay, here we go. Carts arriving. Very possible that has to be on the different network. I'm hoping Steve will watch these and go, well, obviously that's because of this. And I'll be like, that's fine. How do we explain that to the user? Because if I don't get it, I guarantee you someone who's never played the game before is not going to get it. And what we don't want is for players to come across a certain feature of the game and just go, I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't really understand it. So if these are remove only, should I put filters on there? Let's go see how the tin is doing, or the tin search. I'm not in a rush for tin. I can let the machine search for me. It was definitely see if I can't get me some higher tier lasers though, because I could do more power out there. So essentially, when you don't have enough power, different parts of your system will just come to a halt. Like, I don't know why we're not getting gold through. Is it a proper reason, or is it just simply because we don't have enough? Oh, there we go. This is why workforce excavators are the best. We want to get to. But not to the point of motorized stuff yet. I will make sure this has the greatest chance of the full speed out. There we go. I love the way that's the one I put a waypoint on, and I didn't bother looking at it. I just went, oh, what a pretty waypoint that was, and then just absolutely never bothered to read the numbers. Always read the numbers. Oops. Bother. Fine. Fine. Should be alright. Oh, actually, maybe I... Got power coming? Cool. Searching. 1.3 million tin. Okay, that should... that'll do nicely. Wow, how can I make better... Oh no. That's less good. I'm very, very not happy about that. crashes in this game are very, very rare. Like, very rare. Now, it's only the mob thread, so the game itself hasn't crashed. So I'm now in two minds if I should even upload this video, because it's like, I don't want to show the game crashes, but the game crashes so rarely. And hopefully Steve will come back with, oh yeah, this happened or that happened. So it's something I've done, something in my base that I've done. It's something to do with a junction. And I really don't have that big a freight network, so that is disappointing. Say disappointed. I'm genuinely annoyed, but I will see, because Steve may come back with, and I'm hoping he will, because he has done a mod that implements a number of fixes for freight, and my very strong hope is that that mod that he's written has fixed this particular issue. I might be able to get rid of a few junctions. I don't know which one it was, I don't know why it was, but it's repeatable, so it may also be, again, luckily I am the man who has access to the code, so it may also be, yeah, I thought you might do that. I was going to get rid of those too. It may also be that this hasn't been fixed, but we can now roll that into FortressCraft 2. But I've given Steve, the guy who wrote all the freight stuff, he's now got all the information he needs, I hope, to resolve this, or to tell me, you'll need to look out for a... It's like, I've got a whole bunch of junctions that really shouldn't be junctions here. What is this nightmare I've built? I realised again last night, I was like, oh yeah, I really built this awful. There's no reason it needs to be anywhere near this complicated. It just needs to be off a tiny hanging loop. But yeah, we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. So it might be, for instance, that junction there that I placed on the floor for reasons of don't know why. I'm just removing any completely unnecessary junctions. Okay, all the tracks aren't done. Because everything's working apart from that. And apart from that guy's empty. But yeah, when you restart the game, it does take a little while for everything to sort of come back to life. Oh, I can't believe it crashed. I'm annoyed. I'm honestly, I know I don't sound annoyed. I really am annoyed at that. One of the bits of feedback I got during early access was always, wow, this game is so stable. And I was like, well, of course it is. There's nothing more important than stability. You might have, weird graphic glitches or something is not balanced, but the game should never, ever, ever crash. That's just the worst thing. So we have spent a very, very long time doing our best to make sure the game doesn't crash. And bang, it crashes on me. Even worse, it crashes on me, of course, because computers can smell fear. It crashes on me when I'm streaming and recording. Of course it does. Like I've been playing Phoenix for months and months, well, years, I guess technically. It just doesn't crash. Every time it crashes, I will search through and try and resolve that. It just hasn't, or I would have fixed it. Primary upgrade modules, we got those. Thankfully, the way the game works is it's very airlocked away, so different parts of the game system are entirely separate. So it's not good the game crashes, but it doesn't affect the simulation, it doesn't affect the disk threads. The mobs have crashed. That's sad, but... So these are remove only, and these are add only. Can I, and again, sometimes I can't remember say best practices, and the fact this game is cellular automata means it's a bit difficult sometimes to guess. What I'll do, if I swap those around, and then I will say, have I got, yeah, so gold ore, nickel ore, titanium ore. Wow, they don't click on as well. There does seem to be a distinct lack of gold in all of this. Blue lasers, I remember I was going to try and improve the power here somewhat. Yes, it probably is servicing gold first. You need your smelting setup to really outrun your mining setup, ideally. Yeah, we have no gold anywhere in the system. As I said before, I generally... Now, I've got one lift. I have nearly all the infrastructure needed for a second lift. Most of it will be the same. I will probably end up having one lift for each resource. My... filter. Oh dear, that's what are you doing? Where are you going, Mr. Cart? You can't go that way. This is what I mean about the reservation stuff. I have no idea why this cart's decided to turn around. I have no idea where it's trying to get to. I further have no idea why wherever it's trying to get to, it can't go around this way. But what I'm going to do is put a one-way system there so it can't happen again. That's usually my solution when carts are playing silly buggers, is just to make sure they can't. Now, no cart will ever consider going that way. I think it was trying to route back to the depot, but carts don't, unfortunately, take into account the fact there are other carts in the way. Because then it should have gone, I cannot travel that way, there is a cart facing at me. Which is a pity, because that might actually be a... quite an easy solution. Again, that's something that Steve can comment on if he watches this. Hopefully he does. Because I mean, I've just gone, oh no, it's crashed. It'll be even worse because Steve wrote all of the titanium bar. But yeah, if a cart could look along its route to verify if it is a an appropriate way to go, and see that there is a cart coming the other direction along it, it should probably go, you know what, that's probably not a good way. In this case, that meant that a cart would not have tried to travel this way. I mean, I don't know quite what it was planning to achieve. Oh, it was going to go down to there and then round that way. Oops. That doesn't help. That needs a junction there. But yeah, I'm hoping Steve just says to me, install the freight fixes mod. And then next video will be, hey guys, now we're running modded FortressCraft. So if you're returning to the depot, I really would like you to... I think you are. Are you returning to the depot? I'm pretty sure you are. Oh. Ah. No, you can't return to the depot because there's no room at the depot. They are so cool. When they see, that's fine. That's aligned to the track fine. Goes too high. I am surprised, though, we don't have more. Active 0. Active 10 of 10. Active 0 of 10. Okay, now why 0 of 10? I do love the freight, as I said. It's a little puzzle system that you make yourself. And you make your puzzles, and you have to solve your own puzzles. I don't know why it doesn't work. It's just totally my... We'll take from carts offering nickel. The in and the out looks alright. I'm just gonna put a one-way here, just in case anybody decides to play silly. Oh, hold on, that's broken. That's usually a clue. So I don't know if you can see there that that is not connected. What? Oh yeah, because it doesn't go anywhere. All right, that's okay. The interesting thing is, I don't remember the last time I ran modded FortressCraft, but Steve highly recommends that you run the Freight Fixes mod because he did that after patch 25. I have no reason not to recommend it. Oh, am I streaming on? Honestly, I have to say Steam's weird approach to broadcasting. It's just like, oh, it just sort of does it, and then sometimes it just sort of doesn't. So we might be lacking gold. Wouldn't surprise me given what's going on. But we have no lack of the others. I might reduce the stacks. I think 200 is probably more than fine. That means I need 600. I mean, honestly, probably 100 for now of each. And if I reduce that, that's 300, 600. Right, so there's the limit. Will be there. Everything will come out. It won't put anything more in. And hopefully that means it should clear down more spaces. Next question. Why does this have no carts? And this is the difficult part. I've made a mistake. The game is fine. The cart stuff is fine. I have made a mistake. That appears to have a junction there. I haven't got the one-way stuff incorrect. That junction's connected. So it's probably, most likely, something at the other end. Somehow. You're still out of power? Yeah, they still don't have enough power. Do I have another PTG? I do. Can I, in some way, use that PTG to generate more power? Not very easily, because I've put it in a stupid place. If I move this teleporter to lift surface. Tier 2 processing is probably better, isn't it? I don't want. I can just do that. I just don't like it. Can I do that? I'm not sure I can do that. Oh yeah, there you go, it's working. Well, that's doubled the power anyway. Although we do have to wait for the lift to catch up. Not the lift, the teleporter. What are you doing, lads? Lads? This is the way in. Not that way. This is the way out. Oh, you're trying to... Oh, my fault. They are all trying to get into there. That was only if we were exiting we wanted to do it. It's not. This isn't. You're not allowed to do it all the time. The one-way signals are so important. The carts are very stupid. You supply the smarts. You're the one that has to tell the carts which way they are allowed to go. So I'm going to have to wait for that one to turn around, then that one, then, and so they'll sort it out. They will. So is nickel flowing? Maybe. Why is that out of power? Because we have an attack going on, or just do I need more lasers? Also out of power. Really? I'm surprised that the copper one has... Do full smelters unable to do any work use up constant power? Given that it's 1000% complete, yes, I assume it does. Huge. Oh, it's because it can't offload. That's a bug. It's only a very small bug, but is yeah. So we are struggling on power a little bit, but we knew that already. We did. Can I start making any more batteries then? I can probably start making some tier 3 batteries. I may have... Oh, mission report. Let's... Basically, if I pop in a couple of hundred power here, I get a couple... 6 not collecting. You see, those ones should really be listed. This, I don't know all of them, but yeah, the not collecting should be listed. Again, this has been totally changed for FortressCraft. Phoenix, I have listened to the feedback. I don't necessarily agree with it. I personally believe I'm going to suffer from an awful lot of people going, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, rather than people being annoyed about what they are supposed to be doing. But you know, I do listen. I don't necessarily agree, but I do try as much as I can to make everybody happy. Where do we want a nice big battery at? I mean, probably there to start with. 5,000 power. Previous ones are 1,500, previous ones are 200. But I'm not getting enough of the tier 2 resources flowing in, so let me go and see. What time is it? Oh, we're nearly out of time. Time does absolutely fly. So we're still doing the ultra power. Ah, right. So I need titanium. Titanium bits and bobs. I haven't got around to automating it from the top floor to the bottom floor yet. Titanium is on the right, so we need a whole bunch of titanium plates, and right. Excuse me. So I'd say the next challenge, then, oh, okay, that is actually not working for a different reason. I'd say the next challenge, the next piece of work that I'll need to do is probably around improving the throughput of things. At this point, I could just leave the game running for, you know, a month, 6 weeks, however long, and things would get done. Oh wow, they all absolutely full. Yeah, I shouldn't really try to put 4 different types of things in. I know, but at the same time, you're not my dad, you can't tell me what to do. Do I have a good solution for this? Not really. Oh man, I really don't have a good solution for this. I'm trying to work out what I can do. I mean, grabbing that out will help. We do have... Oh, I don't have enough charge in there to do anything, so let's... now we do, because more have just arrived. So essentially, we don't have quite enough plates to finish any given PCB. No, 97 titanium. But they are about to arrive. It's actually quite impressive I have managed to do this. If you have only 3 types, it's fine. But because, for some reason, I decided I was going to also be doing lithium in the same research assembler, it doesn't work. You technically need 3 research assemblers. You can't determine the quantity or the ratio or anything like that. But there's absolutely nothing stopping you just using 1, just because of the way the ratios work. But yeah, I fed in titanium, so that should mean titanium stuff happens because I need 47 more of those. And then when that's done, I will see if I can't start getting me some faster minecarts. Again, it's been so long, I don't quite remember where that research is. Yeah, put the plates in there. Yes, we've got plenty of plates. It's all titanium now. That should clear out the titanium. What I could actually have done with is a secondary input hopper, so I actually get to decide the balance because we have tons of lithium, but the wrong type. So if I pop up a storage hopper. So we have loads and loads and loads of there's no way of doing. Do you know what I should have done? Oh, yeah, that's fine. What I should have done is spread this out a bit more. Sorry, Mr. Plant, you're very pretty, but you have to go. Right, so that lets me then put a hopper here, and this one is just going to be to get some lithium plates in, because I have too many plates and not enough PCB of lithium. As mentioned before, because of the way the assembly line machines work, if you feed them the wrong thing, they don't care. They just pass it through. They can't animate those, so yeah, it works, it just doesn't look very good. And those will all get turned into PCBs. Not a great system, but it doesn't jam up a lot, it just jams up a bit. Now the game is trying to suggest now I do biomass. The reason is my power is struggling. However, I don't wanna. I like solar panels. I do start to get to the point at this point in the game though where I will end up having just massive solar panel farms because they're cool and they don't require me to, you know, pay attention in any way, shape or form, even though each one is 100 lithium. And then organic solar panels, yeah, I just coat them with resin and chitin. That's the bit where chitin, that's how it's pronounced. It's not chitin. I found that out when I started to write this game and people would start to correct me. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think if there's a nice way. But what I do often do is I would just start to put solar panels on top of all of the lasers. So essentially then any work the laser does is supplemented by the solar. Any batteries, any lasers, it's just essentially, I mean, unfortunately it's beginning to block it up, but it's just adding to the power grid without any work from me. I've just added 20 pps there, no effort. What do I need for more solar panels? More charged lithium coils, well at least that's easy enough. I see. Oh. How? I'll pop that. Why does it not let me take a screenshot? Oh wait, oh haha, I see how. Now I've had so many people over the years going, how come this has happened? This has got to be a bug. It's not a bug. What I did is I put that in a stupid place. So if that went there,